This is Manitou Springs, and I'm almost at the station for the world famous Cog Railway. And today we are going way up in the mountain. We're going to the top of Pikes Peak. It's over 14,000 feet, and it will be a great experience, I hope. So let's go to the train. The train is leaving in about 15 minutes. Luckily, we have some sun, but we don't know how the weather will be later on today. I think it's time to maybe go down to the train itself. But by the way, if you want to buy a ticket, this is the ticket office. All right. So let's find the seat, because you have a numbered seat and you have no choice pretty much, and I think I'm in this one, car number 1. I believe it is. Hello. I think this is, yeah.
Perfect.
Is that correct?
Yes, and you are all set to go.
Thank you.
To the right.
Oh, look inside. It's pretty sweet. All right. I'll get back to you in a second. It's kind of flat right now in the beginning.
I'd like to welcome everybody on board. I want to take a moment and introduce your crew that will be taking care of you today in our travels. On the uphill side right now in the right front is my engineer, Jeff. Jeff's responsible for driving and operating this equipment, getting you safely up and down the mountain this morning. Can everybody say hello to Jeff for me, please?
Hey, Jeff.
My name is Kevin. I will be your conductor today. I'm going to be giving you a lot of history about this mountain, about our railroad. Later on, when we start our downhill descent after we depart the summit, I will come through and I will meet with everybody personally, and I'll answer any questions that you have. Now, I've got to come through real quickly and get an onboard passenger count, so everybody can keep their feet, arms, and legs out of the conductor's aisle so I can get through quickly and safely. I would appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm out.
So do you remember seeing the train as we were coming down? I didn't notice it was the train that took
It's a whole
Here we go.
You want to go this way or you want to go this way?
We shut down then and we're out of service till the spring of 2021. During that time frame, $100 million was spent to remodel this rail line. That included replacing all the rails, ties, ballast from the depot to the summit. It's 8.9 miles travel distance. They remodeled our depot. They also purchased 3 new trains, one of which you're riding on today. Now what that does, that gives us the capability to operate for another 130 years. Now there's only one other cog railroad in operation in the United States right now. It is in New Hampshire, and it goes up Mount Washington. It does not travel as high or as far as we will travel this morning. Car number 2, Rosemont Falls are coming into your view.
I like didn't see it at all.
And car number 3, you have a view of the Rosemont Falls. Car number 2, you have a view of Minnehaha Falls. And car number 3, you have a view of the Minnehaha Falls.
That's what we call it, the
Now you're probably going, you said something about Niagara Falls? I did. I said it was higher. I didn't say it was bigger. We're at 8,300 feet. That makes those waterfalls about 8,000 feet higher than Niagara Falls. Is a stone building setting in the background on the three-seat side. That is a totally functional, operational hydroelectric plant. It's been here since the 1900s. It is the oldest operating hydroelectric plant west of the Mississippi River. The reason the water is diminished coming out of that pipe right now, they are generating power out of that thing to supply 200 homes. Now, they moved the caretaker and their family up closer to Cripple Creek and Victor because of what we're coming up on the three-seat side. If you look down below the window level of the three-seat side, you're going to see a dirt road. This is the caretaker's road. This road crisscrosses all across Pikes Peak, across the lake retention ponds up here and comes out up by Cripple Creek and Victor. This is the road the caretaker and the family had to drive to get to anything. And it's just a short road. It's only 60, that's right, 60 miles long. That's why they moved the caretaker and their family up closer to Cripple Creek and Victor so they had amenities, especially with their children at school.
Ashman?
They have a place, but not like right there.
This is really cool. It's getting steeper and steeper and steeper. And yes, we are climbing, but not very fast.
Maximum grade 25. Actually, right before we reach the summit, it's 26. Right now we're on the 25.
25 degrees, okay.
Forever, and I'm like, this people at 150. I felt like everybody was just like 18 wheelers, everybody was like, drives you a lot longer than it takes.
Look at the track. I mean, it's just mind-boggling how they could build this 100 years ago. It's kind of unreal, right? And keep in mind, a regular train could not go up in this angle. That's the reason we have a cog train. And suddenly the trees are gone, and I think we just passed the tree line. It looks like the track is turning. We go to the right, and I can't really tell how far we are from the real summit.
Sir, could you step out of the aisle?
Sure, absolutely. So we have an incident. They lost all microphones. So silly.
Roger that, thank you, Ron. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my PA is out, so I'm going to be bouncing back and forth to give you some information. First of all, we're going to talk about the summit. So I need you to drag out your watches, cell phones, sundials, egg timers, whatever you use. The watch we go by is mine. My watch says it's 8:45. We're going to get to the summit. We're going to have plenty of time for you to enjoy the amenities up there, and that includes the cafe, the restrooms, and the exhibits. This train will start loading at 9:50. We will depart at 10 o'clock promptly. So what time are you going to start loading? What time are we leaving? If you show up at 10:01, what do I call you? Hiker. Everybody laughs, but it's very serious. Your tickets are for this train and this train only. If you miss this train, there is no guarantee that there will be any seats available on any other train. So to help you remember what time it is, I suggest you set the alarm on your cell phone. At the 10-minute warning, my engineer will give 3 long blasts on the air horn. At the 5-minute limit, he will give a single blast. I will also make an announcement inside the Summit House.
As you can see, we are getting closer to the summit. I can't wait. And we have about an hour up on the top before the train goes down again.
It's on my left side of This is awesome.
So it's been news when you're climbing it, like all of it looks like this toward the top. It's 12,000 feet long, so the same way.
We are officially at the summit. It was slightly lower than I expected. It was like 14,100 something feet. I can't remember the exact number, but anyway, enjoy the first view. People are leaving the train, and everybody will enjoy the view today. And later I will go to the visitor center. I heard they are selling donuts in there. I don't know if that's true, so I will find out. And we have snow. It's kind of cool. I can't complain about the view. It's unreal. Wow, what a beauty. We are looking east, I believe. And that means this should be north. It's kind of my take on it. And it looks like there are plenty of viewing points. Look at this. And believe it or not, people have been up in this area for a few hundred years. And of course, Pikes Peak is famous for gold. We are not far from Cripple Creek and Victor, and they are still extracting gold on the other side. It's kind of behind the parking lot. And I believe also that mine is among the biggest gold mines in the world. And you can have fun in the snow, and the kids, they just love it. It's always fun to be high up, and luckily it's a clear day. The temperature, I'm not sure about. Maybe I heard it was like in the 30s in the morning. I'm not sure if that's true, but maybe in the 50s at least. When the sun is up, of course, it's warming up. And I think what I will do is to go closer to the visitor center. You could also drive up, and they say it will take you roughly an hour, maybe an hour and a half.
The snow behind this.
We have the usual information that try to explain what you can see. Wow. And I'm just chipping air. Whew. 14,000 feet, my friends. And this mountain is still full of gold. Sometimes the wind is picking up, like right now. So I think it's a smart thing to hide behind cars and maybe the visitor center itself. The parking lot is also pretty big, and I'm surprised to see so many cars. And when I see these cars up on this altitude, I like to do the drive myself one of these days. That would be fun. And it's of course much warmer inside, but it's not too bad when you go outside. It's just, you know, refreshing mostly. Whew. And you need to keep track of the time because the train is leaving 10 o'clock. And you don't want to be left alone on the summit, right? That would be wild. You have to walk down. After leaving the train, people walk around a few minutes. They like to see the view, of course, the first view, and they celebrate. They made it to the top, right? But 10 minutes later, they will all be inside. Because, you know, it could be windy, the temperature is lower, and also people like to go to the cafe, of course. And they have a nice exhibit where you can learn about the history, the life on the mountain, and things like that. And of course, they have a gift shop. You can go and buy a t-shirt, sunglasses, maybe a hat. Because keep in mind, the train is also going up to the top in the winter time when it's really rough. This is the peak time in the summer, and it's still chilly. How about the blanket? You can protect yourself from the harsh mountain weather. I would say 40% of the people are prepared for the weather, and the other 60 they are not. And those are the guys you will find inside this cafe, including myself. It's pretty big. And also keep in mind we had 211 passengers on the train up this morning. And I think we still have plenty of room in this cafe. You can find a table. Look at this. Maybe a pretzel, right? They have food and snack, and I don't even know what they have. But it looks good, and it smells good. It looks like this one is from 1894. It's a nice photo. The original people living on this mountain. This is what you need to buy. You need these donuts. Everybody is buying this. Look at this. With sprinkles. I think I go for this cinnamon sugar donut, right? $3.99. That looks great. They have other options as well, like cheese pizza, cheeseburgers, hot dogs, and many other things. But I will definitely go for the donuts. Can you imagine if you were the ranger in 1923? What a different world, right? No smog, not too many cars. You needed a horse. And this is Pikes Peak in 1886. Wow. It's really interesting. After having too much sugar from these cinnamon donuts, it's good to be outside again. And the modern day visitor center has a lot of glass, which is nice because people like to see the view, maybe from the inside. Because if you go out, you might be freezing. I would say this is part of the original Pikes Peak visitor center, or maybe just a house. I don't know. I don't think they had visitor centers at that time. I could be wrong. I'm running back. The train is leaving. We can't be stranded at this high altitude. So we say goodbye from this beautiful place. Maybe one day you will be walking up on this interesting peak.